Today we are going to cover doing a mid-splice utilizing a 90S Fujikura core alignment splicer. First, you're going to need your fiber. You're going to need a splice sleeve, of course the splicer, a CT50 cleaver, a garbage collector, lint-free wipes, and FCC2 spray. First things first, get your splice sleeve, slide it onto the fiber. Next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to strip off the outer jacket to expose roughly 2.5 inches of fiber. You start with the middle rung, which is 900 micron. Then we're going to go to the inside rung and take off the cladding. As you can see, you can actually see the cladding still on the glass. We're going to remove that here in just a minute. Okay, we're going to get about that much glass, so you can see it. Next step, we're going to go to the inside rung, put that right in the middle. We're going to slide off all this cladding, as you can see right there. Next step, get your lint-free cloth. You're going to fold it in half, fold it in half again. You're going to get your FCC2 spray. Open it up. You're going to pump this right on the middle of your finger till you see a wet spot right in the center. What you're going to do is get your fiber. You're going to lay it right on the inside of that, or right in the middle of that wipe. Slide it off. Next step, you're going to move it up so it's getting just a little bit of the wet and dry. And then you're going to move it all the way up to the top, which is going to be dry. Just like so. Now that fiber is ready to be cleaved. When you're using the CT50, what you want to do is find the natural arc of the fiber, which, as you can see on this particular one, it's just going to be just like so. See how it has a slight arc to it? So what you're going to do is you're going to lay this fiber down inside that fiber slot, and you're going to put it right at the 10 mil mark. So that outer jacket's going to be right there at the 10. You're going to want to make sure that your fiber is laying directly across and it goes all the way over into the shard bin. So as you bring this down, you're going to notice I put a slight downward bend into it to keep the fiber laying straight. Going to gently bring this down till it clicks. That's it. That fiber is cleaved. Next step. So just like when you put it in the cleaver, you're going to do the exact same thing with the splicer. You're going to find the natural arc, you're going to push it down, and you're going to put it in just like so. You're going to have it in between the fixed blue V-groove and the electrode. If you look very close, you can see the fiber is behind the electrode and in front of the V-groove. Proceed to the next side, which is the exact same process. You already have your heat shrink on the other side, so go ahead and just strip this fiber. Take your lint-free cloth, refold it into a different direction, set it in the center, take it off. Actually, do a flick test right now. You should do that on the other one too. As soon as you take off the cladding, do a flick test. That way, if you nick the fiber with the strippers, it's going to break there. It's not going to break in your splice. It saves you a connector, saves you some time. It's the way to go. Now move it up to where it's wet dry. And then move it all the way up to dry, just like so. Now it's going to be the same process. We're going to find the natural arc of the fiber. We're going to lay it down into that V groove so it lays nice and straight, just like so. Now place this side into the machine just like you did the other side. Just like that. You're going to go ahead and hit play, or you can hit the set button up here if you like the physical button. Now, I have mine set up to pause. You're going to see the horizontal and the vertical axis. Notice the X and the Y. So you're looking horizontal and you're looking straight down. So I'm good with this. I'm going to go ahead and hit play. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide the splice sleeve all the way up to the sheath clamp. I'm going to put just a tiny bit of tension on here. I'm going to release the sheath clamp. Release the second sheath clamp. Hold it nice and taut. I'm going to use the fiber holder or fiber splice sleeve rail to guide the fiber right into the center of the sleeve, just like so. Now I'm going to place it directly down. Just by keeping it nice and taut, it'll automatically close. Now it's going to heat. There's a perfect melt. You've just completed a mid-splice. Now I'm going to show you how to do a fuse connect. First, use the supplied screwdriver provided in the kit to go ahead and loosen the right side sheath clamp. It has to be performed on the right side only. Once it's loose, go ahead and remove it, followed by putting in the fuse connect guide. Remember, all you have to do is put these in snug. Do not over tighten them, they will strip. The first step is to always place your boot on first, like so. Second step of a fuse connect is to put on your splice sleeve. Now what we are going to do is we are going to strip, clean, and cleave. Same process as we did before when we did the mid-splice. You're going to want to expose roughly 2.5 inches of glass. Make sure you pick up any of your garbage and throw it in the bin. Now we're going to remove the cladding. Just like so. You can see it on there. Now you're going to get your lint-free cloth. You're going to fold it in half. Fold it in half again. You're going to get your FCC2 spray. You're going to pump it on that cloth until it gets moist. You're going to lay your fiber in the center. You're going to move it up so it's just getting the tip of the wet and the dry. Then you're going to move it up to dry. Just like so. Do a quick flick test. Make sure you didn't nick the fiber. Now what you're going to do is you're going to place the fiber inside the cleaver. You're going to make sure that it's laying nice and so. Find the natural arc. Put the arc down. I'm going to put a little bit negative camber in there. As soon as that fiber looks nice and straight, you have your outer jacket at the 10 mil mark. You're going to gently pull this down until it clicks. Go ahead and pull out the fiber. Open up the splicer. Lay your freshly prepped fiber into the V-groove in between the electrode and the fixed V-groove. Once you feel good about that, go ahead and grab the last part of the connector, which is this guy. If you notice these holes, they're what are going to slide into the holder that we just placed into, that we replaced in the sheath clamp with. What you're going to do is you're going to lay it on those two holes, and it's going to automatically just lay down right into place. Next step, we're going to go ahead and hit play. You're going to watch it line up the fibers. Cleave angle is too large. On inspecting my cleaver, if you look really close inside there, that cleave blade looks pretty dirty. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to have the splicer rotate it. Okay, now I'm going to hurry and strip, clean, and cleave that fiber one last time. Going to hurry and remove the cladding. Grab my lint-free cloth, fold it in half again. The exact same process we did the first time. Now I'm going to go ahead and cleave this. Find the natural arc of the fiber, place it in, put the outer jacket at the 10 mil mark. Lay it down, gently close it. Just noticed I'm going to change my heater mode to 34. That should be the proper one for a fuse connect right now. I'm going to place my fiber back into the splicer. Just like I did on the cleaver, I'm going to find the natural arc. I'm going to put it in between the electrode and the fixed V-groove. Close that guy. Now I'm going to hit play. Next step, just like we did on the mid splice, we're going to bring the heat shrink all the way up to the door. We're going to put a little bit of tension on it. Release. Going to lift this wing. Use the supplied sleeve. Dip it down. Keep it nice and taut. It's going to close. Okay, that is done. Keep in mind it's going to be hot. We're going to set it right here to cool for a half a second. can see that that has a nice even touch on it, or even burn. Next step is you're going to grab your outer boot, and you're going to see where it's keyed right here. It's also keyed along the bottom, and then you're going to see that it's keyed right here on the ferrule. Slide that in just like so. What you're going to do is you're going to hold the back of the fiber tight with your pinky and the palm of your hand. You're going to push the boot this direction and pull the fiber that direction, so you keep these guys secure. Use your thumbnail, pop that off. You're going to see this notch right here. That notch is going to go right inside that guy right there. Slide it in until you hear a click. You've just terminated an LC fuse connect.